Did you know that you don't need a large garden to grow your own food? Welcome to the magical world of container gardening. This versatile method opens up a world of possibilities, allowing anyone to cultivate a vibrant garden, no matter where they live. Picture this: a small balcony bursting with juicy tomatoes, fragrant herbs, and ornamental flowers, all thriving in containers. Pretty amazing, right? The beauty of container gardening lies in its flexibility. You have full control over the soil, the growing conditions, and the kind of plants you want to grow. From vegetables to herbs, from fruits to flowers, the choices are nearly endless. And the best part? You can start small and expand your garden as you gain confidence and experience. It's a journey of discovery, filled with joy, surprises, and the satisfaction of eating homegrown food. Now that we've got you interested, let's delve into the essentials of container gardening. First things first, choosing the right containers. It's not just about aesthetics, but functionality too. When it comes to container gardening, the world is your oyster. You can use pots, planters, or even upcycled items. The key is to find something that suits your style, fits your space, and meets your plant's needs. Let's start with traditional pots. They're a classic for a reason. They come in a multitude of sizes, materials, and designs, making them a versatile option for all types of plants. Next up, we have planters. These are typically larger and ideal for growing a mix of plants together. They're perfect for creating mini garden landscapes right on your balcony or patio. For the environmentally conscious, upcycled items like old buckets, crates, or even worn-out boots can serve as quirky, unique containers. It's a creative way to reduce waste and add a touch of personality to your garden. Regardless of the type you choose, there's one crucial feature your container must have: drainage holes. These are essential for preventing waterlogging and root rot, which can spell disaster for your plants. So whether you're shopping for new pots or upcycling old items, make sure there's a way for excess water to escape. Remember, the right container doesn't just hold your plant, it contributes to its health and growth. So take your time, explore your options, and choose wisely. Now that you've picked the perfect container, let's move on to the next important factor: the soil. The soil is the life source of your plants. Here's what you need to know. Just as the foundation of a house determines its strength and durability, the soil in your container garden lays the groundwork for your plant's health and productivity. And just as every home is unique, so too is every plant's ideal soil mix. So what goes into a high-quality, well-draining potting mix? Let's break it down. First up, we have peat moss. This is the fluffy, lightweight material that you often see in potting mixes. It's excellent at retaining water and air, which are essential for your plant's root systems. Next, we have perlite. These are the tiny white balls that you might have seen in your potting mix. Perlite helps in improving soil aeration and drainage, preventing your plant's roots from becoming waterlogged. Then we have compost. This is the magic ingredient that provides your plants with the nutrients they need to grow. It's like a multivitamin for your plants, packed with all the essential nutrients they need. And finally, we have vermiculite. This is another white material that you'll often find in potting mixes. It helps retain water and nutrients, making them readily available to your plants. Remember, a good potting mix is like a balanced meal for your plants. It has everything they need to grow strong and healthy. With the soil sorted, it's time to choose your plants. From leafy greens to beautiful flowers, the choices are endless. Let's explore. The beauty of container gardening lies in its versatility. Whether you're a fan of fresh herbs, prefer the vibrant colors of flowers, or want to dabble in growing your own veggies, there's a plant for every pot. Let's start with herbs, the green warriors of the kitchen. Basil, rosemary, thyme, and mint are all superb choices. They don't require much space and add a fresh punch to your meals. Remember, these sun-loving herbs thrive in well-draining soil and need a good 6 to 8 hours of sunlight each day. Now, if you're more into leafy greens, consider spinach, lettuce, or kale. These are cool weather crops that can be grown year-round in many climates. They also prefer a well-draining soil and can do well with 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. For those with a sweet tooth, strawberries can be a delightful addition to your container garden. They love the sun, so make sure they get at least 6 hours of it each day. And don't forget about the tomatoes. Nothing beats the taste of homegrown tomatoes. They require a bigger pot and at least 8 hours of sunlight. Perhaps you're more captivated by the allure of flowers. Petunias, marigolds, and geraniums are great choices for container gardening. They add a pop of color and can flourish in a variety of conditions, although they do appreciate a good dose of sunlight. For our shade-loving friends, fear not. Ferns, hostas, and begonias can thrive in less sunny spots. They are perfect for those shady corners of your balcony or patio. Remember, it's all about balance. Each plant has its own watering needs. Some like it more on the dry side, others prefer consistently moist soil. Always check the soil before watering and adjust as necessary to prevent over or underwatering. And there you have it. A world of plants at your fingertips ready to turn your containers into lush mini gardens. Now that you've chosen your plants, let's get to planting. Ready to get your hands dirty? Here's a step-by-step guide to planting and maintaining your container garden. First off, location is key. Choose a spot that gets the right amount of sunlight for your chosen plants. Most vegetables and flowers need at least 6 hours of sunlight per day. If your balcony or patio is a sun-soaked haven, you're in luck. But don't worry if you're a bit shaded. There are plenty of plants that thrive in lower light conditions too. Next, it's time to plant. Fill your container about 2/3 full with your prepared potting mix. Create a small well in the center and place your plant in it. Gently fill in around the roots with more soil, but avoid packing it too tightly. The roots need room to breathe. Now, let's talk about water. Container plants need regular watering as they can dry out quickly. A good rule of thumb is to water when the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. But remember, overwatering can be just as harmful as underwatering, so be careful not to drown your plants. Fertilizer is your container garden's best friend. It replenishes essential nutrients that are washed away with regular watering. Use an organic, slow-release fertilizer and follow the package instructions. A little can go a long way. Finally, pests. They're an unfortunate reality of gardening, but there are ways to keep them at bay. Regularly check your plants for any signs of damage and remove affected leaves immediately to prevent the spread of disease. If you spot any unwanted guests, try a natural pesticide or insecticidal soap. Remember, every plant is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. Learning to understand your plant's needs is part of the gardening journey. It's all about trial, error, and patience. Gardening is not without its challenges. Let's look at some common issues and how to solve them. Every gardener faces challenges. Here's how to overcome the common ones in container gardening. In the world of container gardening, space can feel limited. But remember, it's not about the size, it's about the arrangement. Stack pots vertically or use hanging baskets to maximize your space. Sunlight can also be a hurdle. Some plants need lots of it, others not so much. Keep an eye on your garden, move your containers around to chase the sun, or consider shade-loving plants if you're in a less sunny spot. And let's talk about water. Containers can dry out quickly, especially in hot weather. So, regular watering is essential, but be careful not to overdo it, as this can lead to waterlogged soil and unhappy plants. Using a well-draining soil mix can help maintain the right moisture balance. With these tips, you're well on your way to a successful container garden. Let's take a look at some inspiring examples. From beginners to experts, container gardens can be as simple or as elaborate as you want them to be. Here are some inspiring examples. Picture a small balcony, transformed into a lush oasis of herbs and flowers, all thriving in repurposed containers. Imagine a sunny windowsill, brimming with vibrant leafy greens or a fiery array of chili plants. Now let's step it up a notch. Envision a rooftop garden, its once barren expanse now a patchwork of containers bursting with a rainbow of edible delights. Or a patio, where a collection of pots and planters create a symphony of textures and colors, from delicate ferns to robust tomato plants. These are not just figments of imagination. They are real, achievable gardens created in containers. Each one started with a single container, a handful of soil, and a seed. So, what are you waiting for? Start your container gardening journey today and grow anything, anywhere.